Hi guys, now we're back again with the standard video capture that most people will be used to, holding the phone in landscape mode in a 16:9 aspect ratio, although this does also do 21:9 if you want that more quote-unquote cinematic look. So the Motorola One Action is delivering 40k 30 FPS, and this has to be held in landscape, unlike the action cam mode. So we're going to see whether the dynamic range, stabilisation, audio looks any different to the action cam shot I just shot. On the screen it looks like the processor is struggling to render this in real time. There's quite a lot of dropped frames, but I'm sure that won't come out in the post when I check out this video and get it back into a piece of editing software. I'm sure it'll be fine. See how it captures this light. This is quite a tricky situation. I come here quite a lot when I'm shooting videos because smartphones tend to struggle with like intermittent shafts of light. I think cameras in general. A lot of that will be down to the fact that yes, you have manual controls, but the processor is trying to do this on the fly and kind of deal with all the different lighting scenarios that gets thrown its way. So the stabilisation actually looks okay for 4K, but again we'll have to see how this exports. But if you're only watching this video and you haven't checked out the other videos that we've got of the Motorola One Action, excuse me, it gets its name because you can record, not this, but you can record 1080p, 60 FPS I believe, yes it is, in portrait mode but deliver a landscape output, which is kind of cool, and it stops me shouting at all these people that are taking non-Instagram or social media pictures in portrait mode. I don't really shout at them, I just silently judge them. So it comes with 4GB RAM, 128GB storage. I think there's a 256GB variant as well, I need to check. 3500 mAh battery. 3 cameras set up on the back with the 12, 16 and 5 megapixel depth sensor. See how it deals with a bit of a moving subject, shall we? And a 6.3 inch IPS LCD display, which, as I was just saying on my action cam video, if you haven't checked it, go and check it out. There'll be a nice little annotation somewhere up here. The IPS LCD screen is nice, but it's a little bit devoid of colour. It's got a bit of a bluey, greeny, greyy tint. You can change the warmth and the temperature of the display in the settings. It doesn't make a hell of a lot of difference, if I'm frank, but it's still a very good display, and so far a very good device, because you're getting the Android One software as well, which is stock, which means if you're used to Android on any smartphone you'll be able to use this Motorola device, but it also means it'll get security patches and updates to the latest software probably faster than, let's say, 90% of the other smartphone devices out there. And with the Android 10 update, Google announced that they're going to push sort of micro updates through the Play Store, so that'll help normal carriers and manufacturers anyway, but that will only speed up the deployment of the updates to devices like this running a very, very stock flavour of Android. So for £220, which is what this retails for, a slight little side note, if you want the Android, so the Motorola One Action in the States, you can still get it, but it won't come with Android One. You can only get that on the international version. But for £220 so far, you can see the shafts of light coming in there. I'm not sure how it's going to deal with that when I take the video off. But for £220, I think this so far has been a great device. Battery life's good. It's very, very speedy. The few games that I've tried on it have been acceptable quality. And my last sort of test before I look at a prolonged sort of 1 to 2 week test is the video and camera quality, which is what I'm testing now. So be sure to keep it locked to MobileTechTalk.co.uk for the full review when it comes out, and like and subscribe if you like more videos like this.